This is Michael Gervais with Clearview Sewer Cams. We are located at 455 North Crescent Heights Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90048. And we are performing a waistline inspection through a 4-inch ABS plastic, 3-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout. It's a mainline waistline cleanout. This is a main waistline cleanout on the right-hand side of the house in the driveway area. This is the back of the house. That's going out toward the front of the house. This is our 3-inch ABS plastic waistline cleanout. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor, and we're going to begin running out through the waistline. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. And then it appears that we transition right here, just inside, underneath the house. Well, we may have some buildup. It looked like it might be cast iron, but it's not. It's just got buildup. And we're still in ABS plastic. And that's an inlet. And joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition, but we do have a belly right here. We're underwater. And it's a short belly, appears. We have a lot of buildup in this area. This is probably from the kitchen sink side. There's another joint there. It appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Still have a little bit of a buildup going across the waistline from the kitchen area, going across the house. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Not as much buildup here, so you're just getting some buildup from the kitchen sink. We're not getting enough water flushed through to wash everything out. We're just getting the buildup. And making a turn, those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition, as do those joints. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Has some longer lengths of ABS plastic pipe and fittings going toward the front of the house. There's a mainline sewer clean out in front of the house that we're going to run through. We're going to pause and we're going to locate this area. I'll pause for a moment. Okay, we located this area and we are at the full hall bath going toward the front of the house. We're going to run out. The joint has a significant gap underneath there that it wasn't pushed together real well. Right now there's probably no issue, but it wasn't deep seated, and that joint should probably be taken apart and fixed, because right now that joint is barely in the fitting, barely in the coupling. We're going to continue to push out. That joint is nice and deep seated. It's right together. It's butted together pretty much. That joint looks to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Going out toward the front of the house to the clean out area, and that joint as well has a pretty good gap in it right there. Let's see where it's holding ponding water a little bit. They're supposed to be butted nice and tight together like this joint is. Okay, we're gonna pause for a moment and check this area. Okay, we've located this area. We're at the front of the house, the left front corner of the house, at the mainline sewer clean out. We're going to begin pulling back here in just a moment. We've got a couple of joints that aren't seated deep enough. This is one by the clean out area that we showed, just right by the front wall. right here. It's not deep seated enough. And then we have one as well. We have an area underneath the house by the 3/4 bathroom where the piping is barely in the coupling or the fitting. We're going to pull back. That joint's nice and tight, nice and close together. And as we pull back, we'll see the other joint where it's just barely hanging in there. This is the joint right now. You see a lot of debris in between the two pieces of pipe sitting down inside the coupling. You can see the end of the piece of pipe, then you see the part of the coupling in between, and then you see the other part of the pipe. So we're separated about 2.5 to 3 inches. So that piece of pipe is just barely hanging into that coupling. So that needs to be fixed up underneath the house. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition, nice and tight. It's got a minor separation to it, but not terrible. Now, if it's got a 1/2 inch or so, that's livable. You start to get over 1 inch, 1.25 to 3 inches, now you're getting in trouble where that pipe can just give. Then you end up with leaks under the house that you don't even know you have until you have a major infestation or a problem underneath the house. Joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Coming back through the bathrooms, we've already looked at all this piping. They're flushing toilets inside, doing inspections. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition, as do those joints. Pulling back. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Continue to pull back toward our waistline cleanout. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, as does that joint. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. Now we're pulling back toward our kitchen area and our waistline cleanout. As I said, we had a little bit of debris. We washed some of it through. Wouldn't hurt to hydrojet this portion of the line to get it good and clean, so you don't end up with kitchen sink stoppages, because there's some pretty big chunks of debris in there. There's a lot of debris right here. And we're pulling out of our waistline cleanout. You can see all the debris right at the opening, just big chunks. As I said, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and have this hydrojetted. That will conclude our video waistline inspection. We're going to move our camera over to the mainline sewer clean out and run out to the street. We're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're out in front of the house now. That's our driving gate along the driveway area, and this is our walk-in gate, front fence, and this is our mainline cleanout area, 4-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout. Going to zero out our camera monitor. Okay, we're going to begin running through here and attempt to get out to the city sewer. Making a turn. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Now we're running out toward the sidewalk area of the front fence. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Make a drop. And a couple joints here appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Make a drop, and then we'll level out a little bit. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Making a turn, and then we're going to transition here to vitreous clay. This is our 4-inch by 6-inch vitreous clay joint. little bit of a dip and a belly right here. We've got a pretty considerable separation and offset right here at the front of the house at about 32 feet, which we're going to take a look at on the way back. Try and jump over that area. Okay, we jumped over that area, and it appears that they did install a CIPP sewer liner. It looks to me, I can't tell if it's just the water or if it's the sewer liner that's expanding and contracting right there, that we're getting water up underneath the liner. I think it's just the water, but it's very difficult to tell. We'll take a better look at that on the laptop back at the office. I think that's just the water rising and then dropping. They did install a CIPP cured in place piping sewer liner in the vitreous clay lateral from the property line, from the ABS plastic to vitreous clay area, and there was a little offset in that joint. Going to continue to run out. More than likely this will run all the way to the saddle area. And it stops right here, right before the saddle. And now we'll take a look at the rest of the joints. Appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Got an offset right there. We almost get hung up a little bit right there. That saddle area is offset and shifted, and we're having a hard time just getting back up over that area. We can only see a little tiny bit of the area. We're in the turn. You can see the entire face of that saddle though. So that has shifted quite a bit. And could possibly install a CIPP top hat liner. They have, it looks like a brimmed, old style brimmed top hat, and it's pressed in by a robot through the city sewer connection and covers that area. It'll cover that area, but I don't believe it's going to come back. They stopped short with their liner, so more than likely it will not come back all this far because it's only approximately 9 inches. So we're at 63 feet. And then we've got roots. Looks like we've got roots growing in there at the end. Really hard to see this. Now we're in the city sewer tying. We're at the city sewer. Pulling back a little tiny bit. Now the roots are in the city sewer from what I can see. Pulling back and then we get stuck. We have to jerk it back up over this area, which shouldn't have to. It should be nice and smooth. As far back as that is, more than likely we're not going to cover that entire area. It's not going to lap over this liner. We're going to take a look at it better and try and get a better measurement on it. It's very difficult. I can't get a great measurement because I have to jerk this back. But it's got to come, that liner would have to come all the way back to about that point. So that it would lap over far enough to seal that as far as being a top hat liner. We have to go in to approximately right there. So we're at 63 foot 6 inches. And now we're going to pull back. And we're going to go to where we would need to be, is about right in there. So you got about a 2 foot area that would need to be covered. A top hat liner is not that long. Unfortunately, they did not put the cured in place piping liner in far enough. It should have gone in at least another foot to 12 inches, or 18 inches, excuse me, between 12 and 18 inches further than what it is. If we take it from approximately right there, about 6 foot, 61.9, and if he would have been able to take it to there, would have been at least a foot. So then it would have covered this saddle area. It's still got a huge offset to it. I don't know if we could even put a top hat liner in it. We'll take a look at this. We'll blow this up on the laptop. So we're going to run out a second. We're going to see if we can get into some water and clear our camera lens real quick. Okay, we're into some water down in the city sewer. Now we're going to pull back. We're in the city sewer. Now we're pulling back to the saddle area. So we're going to pause for a moment. I've got audio on. We're going to be running back. Now we're going to pull back. I'm with the buyer, Steve, and Mr. Williams. We're pulling back. We're going to pull back to the property line. This is all CIPP, cured in place piping sewer liner. We're going to pull back to the beginning of the liner at the property line, and I just want them to see where the offset is by the sidewalk area. I'm going to mark this area out in just a moment, but they'll be able to see the offset. Now we're coming back. You can see it's holding water right now. Holding water, coming back, and that's where the area is. It begins holding water here. We go to the connection where they put the liner in, and right here is where we have the offset. I'm actually hitting up against the face of the pipe, because again, it's like this. They didn't couple it together and join it real well, so it becomes offset like that. And I can't even show it because I got too much water in there right now. It just won't drain out.
Of last week.
Pardon?
That's from the rains of last week.
No, this is just running water right now. Yeah. You can see it swirling.
Yeah.
It's not draining. We're gonna pause our audio.
What's the estimated time with the report? Okay, we're going to continue to pull back now.
we went over all the issues with the buyer and with the realtor, Bounce Williams. That's where we're holding water, and joint is offset. I would recommend replacing the section of sewer line from right here to that area that's shifted and offset right here, where we have that major offset. A section of sidewalk will need to be removed to replace this. One section of sidewalk will have to be removed. It appears that the sidewalk was already removed once. Now we have the test tee area. Continue to pull back. And the rest of the ABS plastic pipe and fittings appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition on the way back to the clean out. Unfortunately, we have a chainsaw going, I believe next door or across the street from us right now. Makes it very difficult to try and put the audio together on the report. But we're going to continue pulling back. Now we're pulling up and out of our mainline sewer clean out. And now we'll conclude our video waste line and sewer line inspection.